Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, Mary Star here. Just had an amazing morning workout, and this is something I thought about yesterday that I wanted to talk to you about. So I'm a little rough morning about something called gap analysis, and it's important when you are laying out your strategy and trying to figure out what your plan is. Okay, so this came about in a conversation when I was talking with a member. I'm like, oh, well, what's your plan to achieve that goal? She told me the goal, and I said, well, what's your plan? She says, well, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. So where you want to start, so I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you right now on paper, and we're going to walk right through it so you can do this. I used to call this the paper plate. I used to do this on paper plates. You can ask Catherine Faso. So here is our 5 steps, okay? So this is something called gap analysis. Hey, Catherine from Florida, you guys having a blast there. Remember when I used to do this on paper plates, Catherine? Okay, so, but I didn't have paper plates, so we're gonna do it here. So first thing is the goal, right? So if you say to me, my goal is to be executive this month, okay? So we just define that goal. Now it could be an amount of money you want to make this month, and I'm just doing it this month, or maybe you want to do it quarter, that doesn't matter, but we start with a goal. So say it's executive. Well, we know executive, we need to have a $4,000 OGV volume and one $1,000 leg. A lot of people forget this. This is important to remember. To be an executive, you want to be starting to build that leg. So there's the goal. So take a paper plate or a note card, piece of paper, whatever. Write down that goal, okay? So if we're starting for the month, we have it, and we've defined what that is. Next, where are you at? So I'm starting with this one member. She knows who she is. It may be a few of you. Senior star. Okay, you're currently a senior star. Well, what does that mean? Because that could be varying degrees, right? Well, she averages last month 2,600. When we go to our Oily Tools apps, she has about 2,500 in Essential Reward orders. So her projected, don't base it on the pace, but her projected OGV at the moment is 2,500. And she has about one leg that's about 800. And this is important too. She has 33 people on the team, okay? So when you're doing this gap analysis, you have the goal, you need to know where you're currently at, right? It's really important to know where you're currently at. And maybe this past month was like phenomenal, like for so many of you. You might want to go back a few months and maybe even average, what's the average of rewards orders I'm doing? But we'll go with this, okay? So this is the current. Now we look at what's the gap, okay? What's the gap between executive and senior star? Well, there is no rank, but there is a volume. So the gap is about 1,500, right? 1,500 gets you to a $4,000 volume and a little bit on that leg. Okay, well, if we know that, and of course, yes, you would want to aspire to do more than that so that you're always hitting your rank, whether it's silver or whatever you want to hit. But when we know that, we know the gap, now we can do our analysis, okay? So if our gap is 1,500, what does that really mean? Well, what I like to do is look at what are my customers currently ordering? Like how much are they currently ordering? Again, you can go to Oily Tools and look at that, or ask your upline to get you those numbers. So in this person's case, the average ER order was $150. Awesome. Okay, so we know if 10 more people get on Essential Rewards at $150, then she would make her gap of $1,500, okay? So her goal is to get 10 people on Essential Rewards. Now, some of you might be phenomenal at that. Some of you may take you a couple months to get people on Essential Rewards. Or we could sell 15 kits. If we were trying to get this order in, make executive this month, We know there's 100 PV on every kit. So we could sell 15 kits, right? Now, some of you, your goals might be different. It might be more financial, and you can still work it out. But this is something we, specifically know. So now we have the gap analysis. We know that in this month, the next 30 days, there needs to be 15 kits sold by who? Not necessarily all me, but part of my team. So now you can develop the plan, right? If you know what your gap analysis is, you can develop your plan. I don't want to go too much into that, but your plan really should come from something that has worked for you in the past. How have you sold kits in the past? Right? How have you got people on Essential Rewards in the past? All of those things are important. So where Catherine may be really good at one-on-ones, she gets people in her home, she knows that she sells kits when she gets people in her home. So she might know, okay, well, I'm doing this, and Lisa is doing this too, and someone else. The three of us have to sell 5 kits each, and we know if we can get people in my home, but Lisa or Kathy Sidoni, Kathy does better with her classes. She knows if she can get 5 people in a class, she can close 4 out of 5, right? 5 new people. So your plan, really, if you know how you work best, your plan is how do you get those new people in front of you? Does that make sense? The new people, if you're selling kits, how do you get those new people in front of you? And then even transition that to Essential Rewards, if that's what you currently do and you're good at that. Or maybe you have a whole bunch of people who've bought kits and are starting to use them, but they don't know anything about the supplements and nutrition and things like that. So maybe, if you can get them into class, they have a hunger, they want to learn, you can get 4 to 5 people on Essential Rewards. Does that make sense? So your plan, I didn't want to go too much into the plan, but once you know what you have to do, then you can build your plan from there, okay? Awesome. So I hope you guys will have fun doing this. You can use paper plates. We used to use crayons and things like that. Just looking at and just do smaller goals. It doesn't have to be for the year. It can be for the month or the quarter or the next 2 months, something like that. What's your goal? Where are you currently at? What's the gap? Okay, so it might be a financial goal. My goal is to earn $1,000 a month. I'm currently making $300 a month. The gap is $700 a month. Now you have to do a little bit more analysis there in terms of how to make $700. What does that look like, right? And then you can develop your plan. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for being with me this early morning after my workout. But I know that this will help. If you use this, I'm going to use this month. I am using this month. If you use it and develop your plan from this, you will have much more success. All right? Love you guys. Bye.